Hello everybody. This video is gonna be uh talking about when I came out telling my family that I was HIV positive. Um I think that was the hardest day of my life. Telling my family that when I was HIV. This is what this video is gonna be about. So I think I was like I think I wanna say like maybe I think I wanna say maybe like 18. I think I was like 18 and I was late. I mean, y'all go back to my videos. It contains still in one of my videos where I was talking about I was with this guy, and this guy he was positive, but I didn't know he was positive. And back then they had one of them little outhouses, where you go in there and you get tested. I think they gave you these little packages, these little packages where you have like condoms and stuff in there. You have condoms, lube, what else they have in there? Different other stuff. Back then, it had this thing called the Western Block, where if you take the test and you find out the same day whether you HIV or you have AIDS or not. You know, so back then I had took the test, so I was like, I want to let you know, I was running away from the laws. I was running away from the law because I was on probation, and me doing dirt, didn't want to mind, wanted things to go my way, felt like things should go my way. So, to make a long story short, I got tested. The test came back to be positive. So, I think one weekend I came home to visit my mama, and I told her that I had to have a family meeting. I had to have a family meeting with my aunties. Uh, at the time, my grandmama wasn't staying here. Had to have family. At the time, my uncle and wasn't here. I wasn't even socializing with them anyway. And my aunties was here, my mom and my sister and them. So that's when I told them that I was HIV positive. If I tell y'all, that's when my world started crashing down. I think I back then when I found out that I was HIV positive, I didn't really have a problem with me being positive. I didn't have a problem who I was because really, if I let y'all tell y'all this, y'all probably think I'm lying. I still wasn't living at home. I still was living out there on them streets. I still was doing me because, as I tell y'all again, I go back. My mama didn't accept the fact who I was and what I was. I can't really say my auntie did, and I can't my auntie and them did, and I can't say my auntie and them did. You know what I'm saying? I can only say no. I had one. No, I had two aunties that did. I take that back. So to make a long story short, I found that I was positive. I didn't get on no medication. Back then, they was giving everybody ATZ, and hope I said it right. And I think it was basically killing everybody. I mean, they started giving it to everybody when you were locked up in prison. From what I when I was telling people, and from what people was telling me, and it was killing people. Uh, I don't know how on it true. I don't. I think it may not have been killing people. It may have just been people wasn't just taking care of their taking their medication. That could have been the absolutely deal breaker. So this wasn't a easy thing for me to deal with when it came to my family. You know, everything dealing with HIV and AIDS, I had to basically go through by myself. Like because at the time, again, my family wasn't gonna accept it. Uh I can't even quite remember if my mama accepted it But I do remember that she did. I think it came to come around when my mama started accepting things when I started to get sick. I started to get sick where I was walking up the street and I was real skinny and I had um I had ulcers growing out of my you know what, and so it got so bad. I stayed in at my mama's house for 3 days. The only thing was it was hot or cold water. But at the end of the day, my mama water bill was just so high because that's like every time you turn around, it was times I couldn't eat. It was times that I couldn't uh stand up. You know, my mama boyfriend had to pick me up and put me in the car for me to go to the hospital. But I can say this: the whole time that I was going through my process of going through what I was going through, the same person that's here for me now is the same person that's been there for me, and that was my sister. And for that, I think I'm blessed, and I thank God for her. Because I think without her, I don't know what would have happened. But okay, back to this. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they all kept me, and they all telling my mama that if you never would have brought him, he would have died. So they end up doing surgery on me. I end up having to wear a colostomy bag. I think I wear a like a colostomy bag for like maybe 2.5 years before I actually just got it reversed. Um, I didn't feel right. I wouldn't date nobody. I wasn't having nobody. Because the fact that I feel self conscious of my colostomy bag. You know, I had to learn how to clean my colostomy bag. I had to learn all these sorts of things. I even came to the point to where I stayed in one of those buildings that they have like for HIV people. I wasn't even comfortable there. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, you know, I'm so used to being on my own. I'm so used to taking care of myself. I never thought it would come to a day to where I be in that position to where I have to have nurses or family members to take care of me. Like I am now, I'm back at that state again. I have nurses and family members uh taking care of me. But this time is different because this time I can say it ain't because of my HIV and AIDS. This time it's because of my seizures and me being paralyzed. Which I'm not gonna say is a good thing, but which is I'm getting well. I'm making progress, in other words. So y'all, I think the torment for that situation was really hectic because I think I'm gonna tell y'all who took it the hardest in my situation. I think my mama took it the hardest in my situation, and I think my grandmama took it the hardest in my situation because I think the reason why I turn around every time you turn around, I was talking to my mama. Every time you turn around, I was talking to my grandmama. But then too, I think me and my mama relationship went to heck because I really didn't after I came gay, I really didn't have a relationship. And then everybody was sitting there saying that, everybody in the heterosexual world will say, you know, that's the consequences that you get, or those the choices that's brought to you, and that's what happens when you choose that type of lifestyle. I said, well, no, I don't think that don't have anything to do with it. You know, this is what I was thinking in my mind, but as they kept trying to drill it in my mind and drill it in my mind, and I came to believe, I said, well, God, is I'm paying for this? Is this something that I'm paying for? But I constantly kept on keeping my faith and staying focused and knowing this is not nothing that I'm paying for. You know what I'm saying? This is something that just happened to happen to me. This just life, you know. I didn't start realizing that until this just life. But like other people started the spiral out of control when they first find out and get depressed. I never did spiral out of control and get depressed until later on in life, like now. This is when I find out that I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to be bothered no more. I just want to just hang up my gloves and go. This is where I find out all of this now. You know what I'm saying? When my most of my friends left on head on when they found out, that's when they started spiraling out of controls, doing drugs, drinking, all of that. I didn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? I had to keep it on. I had to keep moving, keep it moving, because at the time, like I told y'all, I go back and say this: I'm staying on the street. I has nowhere to go. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I was sleep back then. I was sleeping like in empty houses, empty apartments, staying on in parks, staying on the stairs apartment in apartments. So yeah, staying over friends. So I kind of like had a when I came out to being gay and I found out I was HIV positive. I kind of had a hard life. You know, if I didn't say that in that last video, I'm saying it in this. I kind of had a hard life. You know, but I don't blame that on nobody but me. I made my life harder than what it should have been. You understand what I'm saying? Because as soon as I found out that I was positive, I should have took the initiative to stop doing what I was doing, but I didn't. I wasn't going to go back home to a mother that couldn't accept me for me. I wasn't going to do it. So I stayed out there in this world and I did what I had to do. And at the end, I end up going to prison. At the end, I end up getting sick, like I am now. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought that I'd be back here where I'm at now. I never thought that I'd be back laying in a hospital bed, because this makes the second time I'm in a hospital bed. To be honest with y'all, like I said, the first time is when I had that colostomy. I had to have surgery and I had to have a colostomy bag. That was the first time. And then now this is the second time I'm back where I'm at. So I never thought I'd be back here again. But as people say never. So, you know, now I'm just taking it one day at a time, trying to get through it. You know, and now I'm doing what I should have done when I first found out I was positive. I'm I'm talking to a therapist to get me through everything that I need to get through. Me being HIV and having AIDS, even though I had it for years. Me having seizures, even though I had it for years, and me broke by me breaking my neck, being paralyzed. So everything is gone coming into doubt to me getting well. But y'all, I don't really want to keep y'all on here longer than I have. I had really been trying to find some topics to talk to y'all about, so I thought I'd talk to y'all about this topic. So, I love y'all and y'all stay prayed up. Bye.